Well, the Ranger's back in the shop for a little upgrade. What do we have here? Some Polaris 900 rims and tires. The 12-inch, 26-inch tires. It's kind of a little iffy if these will actually fit on here. I'm not talking about size, I'm talking about the lugs. The lugs on the 900 are 12 millimeter, and on the older Rangers they are 3/8. I got the right lug nuts for the studs that I have, 3/8. So I don't see why it won't work. I think the offsets and stuff are pretty much have been the same, so I don't see that being a problem, but you never know. The only way to know is to actually bolt them on, and that's what I'm getting ready to do. And sometimes on these older Rangers, the rear studs were shorter for some reason. I think it was the rear ones. I know on my 2004, when I had that one and I put aluminum wheels on, I had to put longer studs in the rear. This one looks like it's got longer studs on it, but again, there's only one way to find out. I got longer studs, so if I gotta do the studs, I got them. So I will get to installing these. Hopefully, I'll have a whole new look shortly. Everything feels real tight. Which is kind of surprising with the amount of hours that are on this thing. But whoever had this one took care of it. I think them are way too tight. Now, I've talked about torquing wheels and to the right spec, so you don't lose a wheel. But you can over tighten lugs too, especially these smaller ones. I mean, you can wreck these in a hurry by over torquing them. You gotta go higher. Well, I'm coming up with multiple issues here, front and back. Now on the front, the wheels, these steel wheels have like a 5-inch diameter here. And these are actually hub-centric wheels. So these steel ones are hub-centric. The aluminum wheels are gonna ride, they have a smaller diameter and they're gonna ride down here on these slots right here. So that means where the lug is, it's not gonna be against the hub, and I don't really like that at all. So that means there'll be a gap right here where the lug goes through and where it's actually holding. Because this is a smaller diameter than the steel wheels. So that's kind of an issue. Another issue is I got some Polaris lugs and they're too short. So front and back, these aren't going to work. They're way too short. The back here has got it's got these right here, these little perches or whatever you call them, and the wheel will sit on that. But there's still going to be a gap where the lug sits, and that just doesn't seem right to me. I don't have any other aluminum wheels to compare to, so I'm kind of confused a little bit on what to do. Brake pads are shot front and back, I knew that. I'm gonna order some pads here, but I'm not sure if I should just demount them tires, put them on my steel rims, and then look a little further into the situation of the wheels. I wonder if a set of spacers would be hub centric and use this hub and then have a flat face for the hubs, or for this to sit against. I don't know. I'll have to do some thinking and let you know what I come up with. Okay, I think I found the solution to my problem here. Okay, this one here is the original stud I had. I bought these thinking they were longer, but they are just a little bit longer, but they're not long enough. So I ended up going to the Polaris dealer today and I picked up these. And you can see they're quite a bit longer than the original. And they will give me plenty enough thread to run these wheels. So here's the part number on them studs if you need them. And so I'm going to get them in. I already got them in the front. So I'm working on the rear, and I'll show you how I'm replacing these studs. Okay, how I'm getting these, changing these studs out is I just take the bolt that was the lug nut for the steel rims, but probably any bolt would work. Just stick it on, thread it on there. Carefully beat it off. Now these are steel hubs, front and rear. I'm sure the new ones are probably aluminum. So if you do that, if you do it that way, be careful you don't break it. Got the new stud. Slide it in. And you can see on the stud here, it's got like a knurled end. And you stick it in there. That's what keeps it from rotating once it's in there. So I'm going to stick it in, And I'm going to kind of rotate it back and forth to find the old slots. Then I use the nut, put it on there hand tight, take the impact, and I'm going to run it up. You could probably use just a regular wrench. And you can feel the resistance there. Or I can feel resistance, so I know when it's all the way seated. You do not want to go crazy with the impact on these studs because they are small and you can strip out very easy with an impact. So just be careful. Now what I'm doing about this space that's here, because they don't sit, the wheels don't sit flush on this, I'm just taking some 5/16 washers and I'm putting 2 of them on each stud. There's 3 in the front to make it so it's flush. It looks like it's going to work out perfect. So that's what I'm doing there. I may eventually get some 1-inch spacers. I think the front could probably use 1-inch spacers. And then that way I'll have a flange all the way around holding it. But this is what I'm going to do for now, and this will hold up